Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Planet Zoo and Wildlife World. And believe it or not, we have finished Wildlife World after just a little over 8 months. Wildlife World is finally complete, and it's pretty exciting. It was a pretty big day. I actually finished this on stream exactly 8 months to the day when Planet Zoo released, which is pretty crazy. So what I want to do here is I'm going to show you the most recent addition to the zoo, which is right over here. So if you watched the last episode, you saw that we had just added the peafowl habitat here, and we also did some work over here on this side of the path. So the biggest addition, actually, I'll show you first. I gave you a sneak peek over here at the train station. So this is now finished, and this is like the idea was to give it sort of a market or bazaar kind of vibe to it, I suppose. And I think it turned out really, really cool. I like the tiered look to it, and it's just like, it's got like tons of like little details, and I like the food court kind of thing here as well, which I don't know, I just think it turned out really cool. We have like a sort of like a little hidden temple restroom thing here. But yeah, this is, oh, and a train is rolling in. But yeah, so we had just finished this, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with it. I like how it's really hidden away. You know, like if, say you were over here, like you don't even know that it's there. You can't see back there, but you might see these steps as a guest. You'd like walk up here, and oh, there's some litter here. Oh, you know what? I never added any trash bins, so we'll have to do that because it's obviously getting very full of litter, and that's gonna make people unhappy. But yeah, it's like until you walk down this way, you don't even know that there are camels back here. And you walk over here, and you have like a big old train station with a really nice little food court. And I think this looks really good at nighttime too. If we look at it here at night, it's like, that looks pretty good. I like we added some lights under the umbrellas here, so you get like a little bit of light on the table themselves. But overall, it turned out really cool. I'm happy with it. But then heading back over, so I get kind of turned around because the zoo has gotten so big. But yeah, so we did the peafowls in the last episode, and the newest addition, if you remember, this spot was completely empty. There was nothing here, and as you can see, we have some really cool stuff here. It's sort of a mix of a like kind of food court and also an outdoor exhibit area, which is really cool because the only other place we have exhibits in the zoo is at the very front of the zoo when you walk in, our nocturnal house. So this was fun to do with the trellis, and just doing, making it outdoor, I thought was a pretty cool way to just make it different rather than being like an indoor exhibit area. But the exhibit animals we use, they're all African exhibit animals, since this is still part of the African section of our zoo, which is called Trails of Africa. And then we have this nice little themed food court over here as well, which I think turned out really nice. We got some people using the picnic benches, which I like to see. But yeah, it has a lot of detail, but overall I'd say it's a pretty simple building. One of my favorite things, actually, because I wanted it to have different levels. I didn't want it to just be flat on the terrain. So we did this like tiered flower bed thing kind of all the way around it, which I think turned out really cool. It just, you know, giving like the different levels and height to the buildings, and it really makes, I don't know, I think it just makes everything feel a little bit more unique. And we have like a nice little water feature here with the giraffe statue, or I guess sculpture. It's not really a statue. But then, yeah, you come around over here and you get more of the tiered kind of flower beds. And we have another one of the the giraffe sculptures there. And then I like how this kind of sticks out and it's like in the water there. And it all turned out really, really cool. I also added over here, I felt like we needed another restroom. So I basically, I literally just copied this one and just put another one over here. And it's, you can see it's getting a lot of use. So, cause you know, looking at this area, that before this restroom and this one were added, the only other one in this area was, we have one right here. We have one in the dome now. And we have one in this building, which also this was finally completed as well. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah, I just thought this was a fun little build to do in this spot. It's got a unique like look to it, especially from above like this. And it's right next to the African elephant, so that's pretty cool as well. So the guests can still come over here and watch the elephants if they want to. Or they can make their way up here. They could even stand here if they want. Get a little bit of a elevated look at it, but overall, yeah, I think this turned out really, really good. I'm happy with it. I'm glad we were able to do something that's a little bit more unique. And like I said, I really, really like how it's elevated in spots, and it makes it stand out a lot more in my opinion. So super happy with it. And then the other thing is finally we finished the outside of this building, as well as we added a bunch of other details around here. So I don't know if you remember it all, but for the longest time, the front of this building didn't have like any wall pieces or anything on it. And I don't really know why I stopped building on this, because I had done this side like so long ago. I don't remember, it was months and months ago we did this. And for whatever reason, just for the longest time, this side just sat empty, and you could actually see like the shops and stuff inside, because I just didn't have any walls up there. But we finally finished this, and it's pretty simple. It's just a facade. It's not usable by the guests or staff. We did make a sort of like a fake staff entrance here, so you know, maybe that's where the staff go in to access like the shops, or the lower level of this is actually the shelter for the safari habitat. So you come down here, it's actually just a big giant shelter. We also, because we got kind of I guess we got kind of trellis happy in the last few things that we've added, but decided to do one over top of the path here, which leads up to this building, and then just covered it with like ivy. We also did like kind of like little stepping stones around under here, which is just kind of like a fun little addition. We also added this water feature here, which we did something similar in another part of the zoo with the elephant statues and then the water jets coming out of them. Just a very it's a nice little calming area. Looks good in front of the building. We dubbed this the Safari Corner, since it is literally on the corner of the safari habitat here. So it just seemed like it's a fitting name, and also it's exactly what it is. It's just the corner of the safari. This also looks really good at nighttime. We did a little bit of lighting over here, so we light up the masks and then obviously the sign itself. And of course, you know, like we do, highlighted the statues with some accent lighting there, which makes it look good, so you can still see the elephants at nighttime. And under here looks pretty cool. It's not like I didn't do anything too special with the lighting. Just kept it pretty minimalist, I guess. Also added like a little sign here because this is the staff path right there. But then yeah, it just comes up here, and then guests can go right into a safari corner, as it's now called. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to think that after all this time, 8 months now, that Wildlife World is finally complete. But the good news is that means we get to start our next zoo, and we're going to be starting that very soon. Already have ideas, taken ideas from viewers whenever we stream, which by the way, if you're not following me on Twitch, the link to my channel is always in the description. Highly recommend clicking that and giving me a follow. I stream Planet Zoo every single weekend, as well as Planet Coaster sometimes. I usually stream Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So, like I said, if you're ever interested in watching us build live, definitely come check us out and hang out with us on Twitch. It's always a really good time. It's a lot of fun. Plus, we get to take suggestions and build things live, and that's to me is like the best part. Another thing that I added, this is super secret to everyone because this is the first time I showed it. This is the Hall of Subs. So if you aren't aware, over on my Twitch channel, whenever somebody subs to my channel on Twitch, they get to adopt an animal. And by adopting an animal, that basically just means we name an animal of their choice after them. And I also decided, this is a first look, to make a little kind of thank you for your support kind of room and kind of adorn the wall with names of people who have subbed to me, and they also have animals in the zoo. So that is our Twitch Hall of Subs. Just another way I like to show appreciation, but there we go. That is Wildlife World. So the plan for this, it's not on the workshop yet. I'm gonna record like sort of a trailer. If you're familiar with any of my Planet Coaster stuff, whenever I put a completed park on the workshop, I always did a trailer to go along with it. So I'm gonna record a trailer, and if you guys are interested, we can do sort of an extended kind of tour of the zoo. You know, it'd probably be a longer episode because, like I said, the zoo is absolutely massive. Like if we zoom out all the way, like look how huge it is. It's about half the size of the buildable area. All of this right here is the buildable area. It might actually even be more than half. So it's massive. It would probably be like a 30-minute episode, if not longer. So if that's something you guys are interested in, we can definitely do that. But I'm for sure gonna do the trailer, and then yeah, it's gonna go up on the Steam Workshop, and we will start our next zoo. So again, I want to thank everybody here on YouTube who has watched and provided suggestions, because I take your guys' suggestions as well. It's not just limited to Twitch, because I know not everybody watches on Twitch. And I just want to say huge thank you to everyone who watched the last 8 months as we were building this zoo. I hope we will see you for the next zoo. Like I said, it's going to be starting very soon, and I think that's pretty much it. So as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.